watching the award-winning GHS-TV, Germantown Community Television, your hometown news and information station.
Welcome back. I'm Vince Perryman and you're watching Legalese. Joining us on our show today is Judge Phyllis Gardner of the Shelby County General Sessions Court. We are discussing the General Sessions Court of Shelby County. Judge Gardner, thanks for being with us. And before the break, we were talking about, the economic crisis and how that's affected the caseload that you all are seeing and everything down there. And I guess on the collection side, because I know with General Sessions, it's a court that you can get into relatively quickly. I guess, are we seeing more collections cases, or are we seeing about the same as what it's been over the years?
No, we are definitely seeing more. People do not have the resources to do what they used to do. They really don't, with the rising costs of everything. And a number of people have taken some financial losses. They've had some hits, and money is not as plentiful, and it's very difficult. People who've never been in court before find themselves in court without the funds, without the resources, sometimes to cover some of these debts. And people are afraid anyway before they come to court. Regardless of the fact that this is a civil court, everyone who walks through the door is afraid they're going to end up in jail. And so we try to alleviate that and try to work with them, try to explain what it is. As bad as it is about money. It's something that I think that there's a sense of resolution. Once, if they agree to it, then they can work out monthly installment payments until the matter is paid off. But people are ashamed and they're scared. So my job is to explain to them what is happening, and if they dispute it, sometimes there have been situations of identity theft. Then I encourage the attorneys to look into it and to determine if this claim should not have been made. So it's taking each case on a case-by-case basis, but looking at how the economy is affecting us here in our own community. Some days it's really, really sad to see people who have lived in a house for 30 years and they've lost it and they're forced to move. I try to encourage the attorneys who represent the banks and the mortgage companies that have taken over the property to work with the people if there is a way, because once I render a judgment, that person has 10 days beginning the next day to move out, unless there is an arrangement that can be reached. And generally the attorneys have been wonderful. They have tried to work with the people and generally will give them some additional time, which I can't do. But so we try to be aware of what's going on and try to handle it in the most humane way, but nevertheless you have to follow the law.
And as far as, we've covered collections and FED type actions, what are some of the more interesting and rare causes of action you've seen in the court?
Well, from time to time we are asked to sign temporary injunctions or restraining orders, such, and we've had some situations. Of course, generally the jurisdictional limit in General Sessions Court is $25,000. However, in two situations it can exceed that, and it's unlimited. Enforceable entry and detainer warrants, the evictions, and also in actions to recover personal property. And we had a situation involving an airplane that was about to take off, and the lawyers came in with an injunction to stop them at that time. And it was amazing the amount of we started to set the bond, and it was amazing the necessary bond for the amount of that airplane. And when you start putting commas into a figure, it's a little overwhelming there. But we have some very, very interesting cases. We'll have cases, often family members suing other family members, sometimes things that have broken down after the death of a parent, and the resolution and helping people to work through. I really enjoy being a part of that, helping them to seek their own peace as well as resolve their legal matters. And I think that that's what's so important. A lawsuit is one thing, but your day in, day out life and the quality of it is very important. If you're fighting with a neighbor and things escalate, you can run into some trouble there, and it ruins your life. You're unhappy. And we've had some very interesting situations and some wonderful lawyers, very creative, and we've carved out some remedies that have worked well and healed in the process, which I think is a good thing.
And as far as, with the way the economy is going now and everything, if someone can't afford counsel, I know there's organizations and things like that. I mean, is there information that's available at the court?
Absolutely, and I'm really glad you asked that question. Of course, for many people who really have a very, very low income and will meet the guidelines, legal services, Memphis Legal Services provides wonderful representation, wonderful services. But what I see more than anything else is what I would call the working poor. People who are working, keeping their kids in school, making that house note, very little left over, certainly not the luxury of hiring an attorney. In response to this, our Memphis lawyers have stepped up through the help of Memphis Legal Services. We formed a project that is Attorney of the Day. And of course, lawyers, as you well know, have to perform pro bono services, which means that they do things for free. Well, what I see them doing upon forming this program is that they're volunteering on Thursday afternoons at 1:30 down in the General Sessions Court, well, in the courthouse, but down on the main floor, the first floor, just down from my courtroom. And attorneys are there to speak with people free of charge and to advise them about their legal matters. This program kicked in about 2 years ago, and it's tremendous.
It's always good to have programs like that, and now it's time for a break. When we return from our break, we'll talk more with Judge Phyllis Gardner about the General Sessions, the Shelby County General Sessions Court. Please stay with us.